Hello and welcome to my new couch. I have had this couch for a week now and I absolutely love it. So it even came with the two pillows, one on each side. They don't have to be on each side, but I thought I was only getting the couch. Getting is an overstatement. I paid for this. Oh my lord. Couches are really expensive. I looked at so many couches and I have missed having a couch and I have socks sliding down. That's annoying. But yeah, I've been living here for a year and a half without a couch. So me having a couch where I can sit in the corner if I want to, like really curl up. Oh, if you love having a couch and curling up in the corner and you haven't had a couch in a while, you know how I feel. And oh my lord, finally getting a couch. I'm not saying I've been a complete couch potato for the past week, because I haven't. I mean, I went to go visit my neighbors. Luckily they were home. Had a nice chat. My neighbors are getting sheep and I'm just like, can I come pet? And they were like, yeah, we're kind of hoping you could make sure they had water and stuff if we do go on vacation. They don't travel much, but like in case they needed it. And I was like, okay, when are they coming? When do I start? So yeah. But also I got a couch. I'm very happy about it. Today the weather is amazing. Lately it has been chilly and wet and gray and like I've been getting moody because of the crap weather, but now it's beautiful warm sun, a slight breeze. The air is not very warm. The sun is very nice and warm. The air, well, it will heat up at some point, I hope. So, I have not been good at making videos lately, which is why it's very sporadic. I'm sorry about that. I will try to do better. I continuously say that about so many things. I'm like, oh no, I screwed up. I will try to do better. And then, you know, it doesn't always happen. But here's to trying yet again. Just saying. Because if you stop trying, you might as well just lay down and die. I'm not saying you have to try about all the things all the time. Because first of all, that sounds exhausting. And there are some things you want, but then you change your mind and you don't want. Then you should probably stop trying for the things if you don't want them anymore. But, you know, where was I going with this? I don't know. Right, videos. Hello. It's been a little while. I'll show you and then I start telling you what I intended to tell you. I'm not gonna curl it up, but I had made this thing that I was sitting on in the kitchen because I hate having my butt be cold. And I knitted that one. It's like very stretchy in all the directions. So now I'm doing crochet, basically the same thing, just crocheting it instead. And it's not very stretchy. And that is the goal with this. So, with that being said, last time, at least I think it was last time I talked to you guys, I told you I would tell you something. And here I am, about to tell you something. And the unfortunate thing with crochet compared to knitting, like this is just garter stitch. I don't need to look at that. When I crochet, I have to look at it to make sure I like stick a needle in the correct hole. I find that to be important. So yeah, I went to a market, sort of. Well, I did go to the market, and that's what I'm gonna tell you about because man, that was more interesting than I intended for it to be. That's for sure. I had my parents they came to visit me for my birthday, which is starting to be a little bit ago. My birthday is at the end of March, and I'm currently filming this April 22nd, so it's been a while ago. And I'm drinking tea, and it's somewhat hot, but it's cooling off rapidly, so I want to drink it while it's still hot. I don't really care for cold tea, but so and the tea is blackcurrant tea. So the market, I had my parents come visit for my birthday, and the day of the market they left in the morning, and then I was going to the market a little bit later in the day. I knew it was going to be a small market. It's a very, very small local community. About, I don't know, half an hour drive from here, approximately. And when my parents were here, they brought a lot of stuff, which means they had a hanger. So for it to be easier to empty out the hanger, I had to move my car, put it in my neighbor's yard, and then my dad backed in with the hanger to get that one basically as close to the house as possible because they came with a few pieces of furniture and bags of firewood. That firewood was needed. I have burned through most of it. So yet again, I'm getting low on firewood. Luckily, I don't have to burn as much firewood anymore because, it's nice and warm outside. The sun is outside. It's spring. It's great. But after we switched cars, it was fine. We empty out the hanger and then we switch back because, I don't want it. My neighbor has said it's just fine if you need to move your car and put it in my yard for a bit when your parents are here and all. There's no problem. If I need the space myself, I will come tell you. So you just park your car in my yard if you need to, whether I'm home or not. It doesn't matter. Which is great. I love that. I have been extremely fortunate with my neighbors. They're amazing people. I don't have many neighbors, but the ones that I do have, they're all great. So lucky me on that one. I do like being lucky. But yeah, I moved my car there, and then I moved my car back again the same day. And it's not like it's a very long drive. I basically had to start my car, move it. I don't know. I haven't measured, but it's very, very short. And then start it up and move it back. Very, very short. Turns out, that makes my car a little annoyed. Or a lot annoyed. And that was very unfortunate because after my parents left, I packed all my things that I needed to go to market, and then I put them in a car, and then I closed the trunk of the car, and then I get in the front seat, I put the key in the ignition, and I turn it, and my car goes vroom, 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 vroom. Okay, that's not a good sign. I turn the key back, and then I take a deep breath and say, it's gonna be fine. I just need to start because I need to go now, because if I don't, I will be late. And then I turn the key, and my car goes vroom, 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 vroom. Like when a car won't actually start? Yeah. And I tried that a couple more times. Same result. My car is not starting. And at that point, because when you get to market, you want to have time to set up and settle in before it opens. And I kind of had to go to make that happen. So I wasn't unpacking while the people started coming in. So that was a problem. At that point, my parents had left, and my closest neighbor were not home. Oh no, wait, actually, I assume he was home. His car was in the driveway, and the other neighbor was also home. But for me to walk over there and explain and have them help me, I don't know, jumpstart my car, I have no idea how to do that. I don't have the tools to do that. So I don't know if that would have worked at all. So I had a challenge. The challenge was made bigger by me starting to have, being late, which is never good. And that's when I was thinking, my dad has kind of remotely started my car in the past. Because I've had, in the past, I had the same problem. Car wouldn't start. My dad then told me, because what I do when my car won't start, I call my dad, obviously. Why would you call a mechanic or someone? Why would you do that? I could just call my dad. So I did that last time. So I luckily remembered it this time, what my dad had told me, or at least mostly. I drive a manual, a stick. I think that's what it's called in English. And I remember Dad telling me years ago that I should put it in either second or third gear. I didn't remember which one. And then basically move it back and forth, because it's an older car. So it's something in the machinery that is not quite okay at the moment if you just haven't driven it for a bit. And I did drive back and forth to my neighbor, which is basically just start, move, stop. It didn't take much longer than that. So I put it in the second gear and I started to move the car, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna kill my arms if I continue to do this. This is not gonna work. Because I remember last time I had to do it for 10 minutes. And I remember I was late at this point. I was getting late at this point, so I'm like, I have to go now. What do I do? Getting more and more stressed, kind of obviously. So I only kind of, and besides, a car, although my car is fairly small, it's fairly light, it's a whole freaking car. I'm not all that strong. So, moving a car ain't that easy. And then I was like, okay, this is going to take too long. I do not have time for this. What am I going to do? Okay. And I was like, well, I remember a different car of mine had to be pulled to a start. Maybe that can work. Okay, so how do I basically pull my car to start by myself? I mean, I'm not going to pull the car. I mean, as I said, I'm not all that strong. So I put it in, oh gosh, what's the English word? Neutral? When it's not in gear, I think that's neutral. So I put it in neutral, and I was like, well, it's fairly flat. It's a tiny bit up, and then it goes down. I'm like, okay, I can't push it so you go down, because I won't be able to run around, get to before it goes out onto my neighbor's grass. And then it's not gonna work. So, okay. So I put it in neutral and I start pushing. And I don't know if you push the car by yourself at some point. I do not recommend, because, oh my Lord, that is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. I think I partially twisted my knee a little bit, because my knee hurted for a couple of weeks after this. Because I was digging my feet in and pushing. And obviously being stressed, because, I was running late at that point. So not fun. luckily, I can laugh at it now. Very lucky about that. But yeah, I pushed my car. So I had moved it like a couple of meters. Yes, I pushed my car like 2 meters. That was heavy. My knee hurted. And I was like, I really hope this works. I get in, I turn the key in the ignition, and after a little bit of vroom vroom, it actually starts. I could not believe my luck. But my car started. So I pushed my own car to a start. And I was so stressed that I just like jumped in and drove off. And I got to where the market was gonna be. Super stressed still. After like half an hour, the whole drive in my car, because I was so stressed. I probably drove a little faster than I should have, but I didn't break the speed limit by much. So, it would have been okay either way, but I was so stressed. And my hands were dirty because my car was dirty and I had to push the car and my knee was hurting and I was late and it was, oh man, when I got there, and I wasn't I'd never been before where I was going, so like I really hope I hit the right place because I wasn't sure. But luckily, when I got there and I parked, I was like, oh, I've seen that person before. I've seen him sit at markets and sell stuff, which means I am in the right place. But I like to know like where my table is gonna be. So I walked in and said, hey, I'm here, a little late. Also, and they were like, oh, welcome. Just pick one of these tables. And I was like, cool. Do you have a bathroom? I need to wash my hands. I had to push my car to a start so I could get here on time. So I'm dirty. And the person accepted me like, okay, just out in the hallway there. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just dirty. I just need to clean my hands. So what that person thought of me at first, I don't know. And it doesn't even matter. I washed my hands. I got my stuff out of the car. I set up at the table I chose. And there were a few other people there that had met before. So I obviously had to relay the story to them too, because I was still a little like, oh, still a little like that. I managed to calm down before people started showing up, because even though I was late, I was still ready in plenty of time before people around they opened, and I could sit down, get my knitting out, and knit a few stitches before people started coming in to like calm myself down. That took a while. But it went fine. I was at the market. I didn't sell any big items. And I didn't sell a lot, but I did sell a few items. I sold some small cats that my sister has made, and I sold a little bit of decorations for Easter because it was Palmesöndag. I don't know what that's in English. Like the Sunday that starts Easter. Like you start on Sunday and then you have like the 3 days where you work, and then the like more of Easter is coming. So it was the Sunday in the front. So I sold a few Easter decorations. I crocheted a few hearts in yellow. So I sold a few of those. So it wasn't exactly, I wish I'd been able to sell like physically bigger items, because they take up a lot of space in my house. And yes, I have a big house, so in that sense, it doesn't take up a lot of space there. But I mean, trucking these big things back and forth, I really wish I could have sold some big things. But I didn't sold big items. I sold physically small items, but I did come away from that with at least a tiny bit of money, to the point where it was enough money to make it worth it. I earned 500 Norwegian kroners. So, yeah, and the market was 3 hours long. And when I got home, I was rather exhausted because I had been so stressed about the car that wouldn't start. So that was, I was sitting there, people were coming by, I was chit-chatting, it was nice, and packing up takes me like 10 minutes. And then I drove home and ate a frozen pizza because I was a little exhausted. And the battery for my car, which was the problem, I know because I've had that problem before, but after the last time, I have changed car battery. So the one I have now is not that old. It shouldn't have happened. But also, I don't drive a ton at the moment, and just move my car from me to my neighbor and then back again wasn't really enough to give my battery any kind of juice. So, that's I've had when I had the couch delivered, I also moved my car to my neighbor, so the delivery people could come close to the door. And at that point, I was like, I've had this problem before. I don't want to risk it again. So I moved my car to my neighbor, had the couch delivered, left my car at my neighbor's for a while, and then I had to go. I think I went to the library and all, so I drove. So it could get a little bit of a bigger drive before it ended up in my driveway again, because I do not want to risk that again. Not being able to start my car and having to push it to start it. That is way, way too heavy. But luckily, my car did start. The market went well. And my knee is okay again after, because pushing a car, that's a lot of weight to put on something. So I assume that's why. And pushing and twisting a little and being stressed, yeah. But it's all good now. The car is good. The market went good, as I said. My knee is good. I have a couch. I'm in love with my couch, and I think it's really pretty, and I love the color. I think the color fits well with the color of my wall, and yeah, I'm good, And it's sun outside, and I have started putting some more seeds in. Not outside yet. That will hopefully come really soon. And as soon as I can start moving all my seedlings outside, I will get my table back so I can do puzzles again. And I'm so excited. I mean, I showed you the puzzles I borrowed from my sister and from my parents. And so I have 4 puzzles now in the house that I've never done before. That, soon the table will be free and I will do the puzzles on the table again, and that's going to be amazing. And I love it. And yeah, I'm going to go see my friend soon. Not today, but in a few days, I will go see my new friend. I've knitted some socks, and yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be good too. I just had to tell someone about the almost fiasco about not starting my car. I don't know what I would have done. Eventually, if I hadn't been able to push my car to start, I would have had to go to my neighbor and beg for help, and they would have freely given me help. They are amazing people, as I mentioned many times now. But yeah, I can't believe it. I had to push my car to start. But I was in time for market and I earned money. So that was the main goal. The pushing the car to start is, not a goal. I do not recommend it. Make sure you can start your car without having to push it. I'm just saying. So that was all. I hope you have enjoyed this little story time. I thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope you have a nice couch to sit on. And if you have a car, I keep my fingers crossed that it always starts for you, so you don't have to have any problems with it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!